You've seen those automotive shows on other channels that pit two hot supercars up against each other? Well, here at Kelley Blue Book, we have our own sexy cars that we are putting head-to-head, ladies and gentlemen. The battle royale between the Honda Odyssey and the Chrysler Pacifica.
And before we're done, somebody on our staff is going skydiving.
What?
That's a real reaction.
What? What?
Minivans. Yes, those bread boxes on wheels. Love them or loathe them can be one of the most efficient ways to lug lots of people or stuff around. While they don't have the same cred as SUVs, minivans do offer the same levels of connectivity and luxury these days. Here at KBB, we had two in our test fleet, so decided to pit them against each other. Let's call this a box-to-box comparison. The Honda Odyssey has a lot of fans in the KBB editorial department. This 5th-generation minivan has a starting price of $30,690, but it's available in 5 trim levels, the top being the Elite that comes with every feature Honda offers on the Odyssey, and that's priced at $47,320. The Honda Odyssey doesn't disappoint when it comes to the interior experience. At first sitting, we found the seats lounge chair comfortable. The Odyssey's seat bottoms are wider, cushiony, and forgiving. If comfort is more your inclination, then these seats will not disappoint. Tucking away the third row is a breeze for extra cargo space, but the second row seats weigh between 70 and 75 pounds each, and you might need to employ the rock to remove them in any graceful manner. The interior cabin overall does lack a luxe feel. However, we will say it's as well appointed as you need or want. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard on the second highest EX models and above. That's also the same, incidentally, for Honda Sensing. That's Honda's suite of safety features that includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and a road departure mitigation system. These features work well without a major jerky braking feel or overpowering electronic lane keeping assistance. But remember, assistance only. There's only one powertrain option available on the Honda Odyssey in its 280 horsepower 3.5-liter V6. That's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission on the lower trim models and a 10-speed on the touring trim and above. Here's a Captain Obvious statement. Minivans aren't light vehicles, but even with its 4,600 pounds, that V6 drives the Odyssey like a smaller sedan. Incidentally, that 10-speed also has paddle shifters in case you're looking for a little extra oomph in quick acceleration situations. One staffer suggested how easy it is to drive. It's comfortable, got really good suspension tuning, and doesn't drive like a tank. Another went so far as to call it refined and comfortable. Time for a road trip? Well, before you go, fuel economy numbers aren't much of a surprise. Yes, it's still 4,600 pounds. Standard safety features are plenty, even on the base model LX, including power front seats, push-button start, USB audio interface, and 60/40 split third-row Magic seats. The EX gets tri-zone climate control, an 8-inch touchscreen, second-row Magic slide seats, and heated front seats. The highest touring and elite models get cool stuff like Honda Vac. Yes, a vacuum built into your car that works really well. Cabin talk that allows the driver to project their voice through the rear speakers, as well as cabin watch, a way for drivers to have eyes in the back of their head. Some of our staffers were amazed at the extras available in the Odyssey. And after a year in our 2018 Elite, the Honda Odyssey only lost about 12% of its value. So if you're looking at an excellent resale prospect, this might be the one to check out. Yes, in short, the Odyssey is a lot of car, but you get a lot of stuff in that car. And in this corner, the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Yes, that's right. The top of the line here is a hybrid powertrain. Let's start with the parts of this playing field that are level, though. Many KBB staffers found the interior of the Pacifica to be more upscale than expected. Materials felt solid, not a lot of hollow plastic, and even the door releases felt upscale, according to one editor. Seats are comfortable and supportive in the Pacifica, and on the Hybrid S, it's amped with contrast stitching and piping on the leather seats. Fancy! Even in the third row, another editor exclaimed there was plenty of cushion in the seats, No one's getting forgotten back there, not even our 6'5" editor, who wasn't unbearably squished. We appreciated the rear seat entertainment system. Certainly those headphones worked to drown out the rest of the editorial team debating where we would go for lunch. Overall, the in-cabin experience in the Pacifica scored high marks, though it doesn't feature some of those cool extras like a vacuum and ways to check on your rear passengers without turning around. Chrysler's Uconnect system is intuitive and easy to use, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard across all trims, even the Pacifica L base gas model, unlike the Odyssey. One gripe we had with the Pacifica, the rotary transmission shifter and the volume knob being so close, we've mistaken them for the other. As far as safety features go, blind spot and cross-traffic detection come standard in the touring trim and above, but more advanced tech like lane departure warnings, front and rear park assist, and full-speed collision warnings come as an additional package. Tip the scales to the gas-powered Pacifica when it comes to cabin configuration. Chrysler's stow-and-go seats are a dream to put away. However, the hybrid doesn't have those as a second-row option like the non-hybrid version does, so that's a push with the Odyssey here. Get behind the wheel, and the Pacifica Hybrid S, however, felt more than adequately powered thanks to that hybrid motor, even with the additional 800 pounds that it gains. It's got 20 horsepower less than the Odyssey, but with its instant torque, to some of our editorial staff, the Pacifica's powertrain felt more responsive. Because of the electric motor, there's that immediate initial hit of thrust, and it's so low, it feels well planted. Also, the brakes are clearly hybrid brakes, so there's that. When it comes to the ride quality for the back row of the Pacifica, we noticed that because you're essentially sitting on the rear axle, it can be a tad bumpy. Base price on the gas engine Chrysler Pacifica starts lower than the Odyssey at $27,235. However, for the hybrid version, you're looking at an increase to $40,245. That's a significant jump, but include the federal government's $7,500 tax credit incentive on hybrid vehicles, and you get a bit closer. Our fully loaded Pacifica Hybrid Limited model topped out at $50,375, so you are paying a premium for that motor. On the flip side of that coin are the savings at the pump that might help mitigate that bottom line cost. As a gasoline-only vehicle, the Pacifica does decently, but as a hybrid, that number balloons to 82 mpge. It's like bringing a slinky to a machete fight. If you plan on selling after 5 years of ownership, the Odyssey loses less than 20% of its MSRP value. Resale on the Pacifica Hybrid isn't as good as the Odyssey. After 5 years, it retains less than 75% of its initial cost. Now, no one on our staff recommends buying a car then selling it a year later, but still, that is a daunting number. So, who ends up being the winner? Well, for you, it's the one that best fits your family and ends up in your garage. But the Honda Odyssey, with its excellent resale value, has tipped the Kelley Blue Book Best Buy scales more than once. So that might be a bump in the Japanese van's direction. However, if you're interested in excellent fuel economy while hauling people and stuff, then the Pacifica Hybrid might be the better poison for you.
Clearly, there are pluses and minuses to both the Odyssey and the Pacifica. What works for one person may not suit the needs of somebody else. But what we know is both are pretty van-tastic in their own right. So go out, try them, and see what works best for you. And by the way, before I hear any comments, Micah totally made me say van-tastic.